Hello, everyone. Today we're doing something a bit different. This is a new Minecraft world I've started on the earliest build ever that we have access to, rd-132211. And what I want to do is I've seen this trend of the poly world, a world that you just keep working on throughout the different versions. And I thought that sounds really quite fun, and I want to do it. Um, so this is the earliest version available. You can move, you can jump, you can build, and you can destroy. Everything on this Y level, everything on this Y level is grass, and everything else is cobblestone. And basically, what I'm going to be doing for this world is kind of just the plan is to just build and stay on the version of the world until I get bored, and then move on, update the game. So that's kind of the plan. What I want to do here is kind of build a sort of city, if that makes sense, or a town. I've got this pathway. I've got this little area that says which version it is in the Minecraft font. So I'm thinking for the build and destroy are switched, which is taking some getting used to. I kind of want these sort of like archways, going over, and I wonder if do we want to do something like that, and then I don't like how that looks. Do we keep the... Yeah, I think we do. Oh, so here's a fun thing. If you fall, you just kind of fall forever. Because of the aliasing, you get some cool patterns in the cobblestone. You have to hit Control R to respawn. And every frame you're holding it just like teleports you around. Which is kind of funny. So sometimes you just have to hold it down until you spawn where you want to be. So this is kind of the design I'm going for. With these pathways, I want them kind of to be inlaid. I just had an idea though. Actually, no, this can stay. This can stay. I'm being rather indecisive, as you can see, but I mean that this is the basis for a world that's going to hopefully last me a very long time. So here's kind of what I want. What if... Oh no! Okay, that's close enough. What if we have these paths be 2 blocks deep. And you can't hold, you gotta click over and over again. But what if we have these 2 blocks deep? And then we have like little places where you can get up. You can jump up. And we'll have the archways have a sort of different design here. Maybe they branch out to meet up with the other sides. Oh, that looks quite awful. What if we do that? I quite like how that looks. And that also sort of illuminates the staircase. And it looks a little weird from some angles, but I mean, I really like how this. I really like how this looks. I wonder if we might want to add a little bit of like a through line here. Just something that sort of attaches these pillars together, so it looks like you're going through a giant rib cage, maybe. And maybe in the distant future we can fill this up with glass. I really like that. Oh, I really like that. It's a really cool sort of technique. I want to come up around here. I want to build sort of a giant mansion here, if that makes sense. So that'll be that. We can do 1, 2, nope, 2, 1, 2, 1. Oh, wait, nope. Then 1, 2. And then that. Come up here. 2, 3. Get that little lip in. Make sure this connects. One, two, three. I mean, I don't know how much of this I'm going to keep in the video, cause it's mainly just me murmuring to myself as I build. But that's, I mean, I really like that, and especially once this gets longer, I'm going to make a little lip here so I don't accidentally walk off the edge. Can you build outside of the, no, you can't. Yeah, I think this, and then it's a little, okay, you can go that way, you can go that way. I really like that. So I'm just going to continue these arches every fourth block. Oh wow, that lines up really well. I didn't even plan too well. That sort of just happened by chance. One, two, 3, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3. Oh, I fell down. That's okay. Now place the final corner block in. Whoops. And place this little lip. I don't know if it's a lip. I don't think it's a lip. Place this little beam. So I just realized this entrance is off center. Not a difficult fix, thankfully. And we're going to, next up, build this mansion. Now I want there to be a kind of wall separating, because I want to build some other things over here. So I'm going to build this sort of wall here, and that blends with this here really nicely. And this mansion will kind of be the cornerstone for this episode. So this is going to be our little area. I'd love to eventually put like fences here and all of that stuff. But for now, it's just this very simple sort of thing. And so I just want to build the outline. This is going to be the first. I want the entrance to kind of be up here, so we get that cobblestone floor. And I'll make sure that there are windows. And so my idea is a two-story building. No, not a two-story building, a three-story building, where, as you can see, this is kind of an uninteresting layout. It's just a box. And so my idea is each sort of floor that you go up, less of it is... hopefully it'll be self-explanatory once I build it, actually. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. That's annoying. That's annoying. I actually want to move this whole wall over this way by 1. Because I want them both to be odd numbers. So this is... It's going to be a very odd feeling world for a while. Because there's no music, and there really are just 2 blocks. You've got the cobblestone and the grass. But the grass, even the grass, you only get on 1 layer. So it's almost exclusively going to be cobblestone. And so for the furnishing, it's going to be these like very blocky approximations of the furniture, which is going to be interesting. So the house is going to be split into... Here's how I'll explain it. The house is going to be split into 4 quadrants. And then the second floor is just going to be these 3 quadrants. And then the 4th floor is just going to be that quadrant. And the way you'll get up is there will be a doorway here, and then a staircase there, and a doorway here, and then a doorway here, and then a staircase there. And so we'll also get some space on the roof, is the plan. And hopefully, when we port this to later versions, it will all work out in a pretty cool way, and I'll be able to make this be my base. Is the hope for those first couple of versions. So let's get this right down the middle. I hope this is the middle. It looks like the middle. I eyeballed it and it looks like the middle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes, it is. So we actually want to move this one over. And let's also get... No, let's not get ahead of ourselves. We're also going to split it down the middle this way. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That should be it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yep. So this first floor is going to have 4 distinct rooms, which is going to be interesting. Let's get 1, 2, boom. We're gonna have 2 windows here. I wonder if we do something like, oh yeah, I like that. And then on this side, it'll be 2, I don't know. Hopefully this will all make sense in everyone's heads once it's done, because I feel like I'm doing a poor job explaining. Have these be just regular doors. Another thing is, this is going to be like very dark. Once we actually once we get the roof in, this is going to be just about pitch black, which is going to be really interesting. I'm still messing up the keybinds. That's right. Eventually, there will be all sorts of stuff in this building, but for now, it's going to be very empty, which is fine. I wonder if we actually want these to be just tiny doors. Or maybe what we do to keep things consistent is just have the doors all be close to the center. So you come in and there's this little, I like that. I like that quite a bit. I think that's what we're going to do. Because these rooms are all a little bit longer this way than they are that way. Once I get the floor for the second floor in, this is going to be just about pitch black. Which is going to be a little interesting. I wonder if what we do is have little, like you can see over. Maybe. That could be interesting. I don't really have, I don't know, maybe this is blaringly obvious, but I don't really have a super concrete plan. And I'm just kind of winging it, which I think is fun, right? Just going in and being like, well, what does my brain come up with? What do I come up with? And so that's something I try to do. Well, okay, that's not going to be there, because this is going to be the staircase. So, oh, do we want that? Oh, that's way too cramped. I think we just do that. And we're going to leave a little space under the stairs here that you can go in. And we might have, I don't know, like I'm thinking too far ahead. I'm thinking of stuff that's not going to be added to the game for a very long time. Let's just do that. This is a time where being able to shift would come in incredibly useful, but you know, plainly it was not in the game yet. Which is kind of weird to think about. How interesting would it be if you could, if this was like a skylight? Hold on, that's kind of intriguing. If this area was just open to the sky, and you could see these two walls come up. Yeah, I think I might change the plans so that that's the case. Sort of just like do that. Oh, I've fallen down. As you can see, that's like really dark. That's really dark, which is kind of funny. Let's fill this in. What if we just have that? That might be a little interesting. Maybe we have some pillars go down. That could be cool. Or not pillars. I'm very bad at speaking, I suppose. Now, there is something interesting here. In that it's going to be sort of a race to light this up as soon as hostile mobs start spawning. This is all going to go up. Oh. What the? And this looks so interesting. I'm actually kind of excited for this build to be done. We're going to I don't know what's going on there. We can kind of do this cool sort of trick to build the walls, I realize, because there's nothing stopping you from placing blocks where you're currently standing, except for, you know, common sense and respect. I don't know what I mean by that. So yeah, you've got this downstairs area, and it's really dark, but the sunshine kind of comes in here, which I really like. I think that's really cool. That kind of looks like a face. I might put that there just to stop it from looking like a face, because I kind of don't want it to look like a face. Now this is going to be sort of a kitchen, I suppose. So we can put cabinets up there. I meant to pause, but I accidentally just closed the game. So let's try to get a respawn position close to... There we go. So this is looking kind of cool. And I wonder how it will translate. Let's do that, actually. Oh, that looks sort of cool. I mean, this is... With these limited sort of building materials, you have to... What I'm kind of leaning into, or trying to lean into, is a sort of a brutalism approach. I think this would be a storage room. So we can just go boom, 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 boom. Or do that the other way around. Sort of simulate shelves or something like that. Very abstract. Now this area is kind of a lot more open. I want to take advantage of that. I don't want to like box off stuff. We're going to have windows. Like that. Also, let's put a window there. That's kind of funky. Or even there, so it doesn't line up. Yeah, I want this to be a very, like, funky sort of build, if that makes sense. We can come around this way, build this wall up, and then end up here, which I really like the sort of impulsive idea I had to keep the roof kind of open. Now that does mean, like rain, for example, is going to be super duper annoying. But that's fine. This is going to be... That's going to be open roof. I think I will put a proper roof here so that we have the ability to stand on the roof. Oh man, that's the wrong alternating pattern. That's fine. I also want to put a tree right here. A lot of this, as you can tell, Probably. It is incredibly impulsive. I want to just like go with the flow and be like, oh, here's what I want to build. Here's what I want to do right in this moment. So that's a Minecraft tree. That's pretty recognizably a Minecraft tree. I want to put another one like right here, and this one can be a little shorter. I do think it is a really cool aesthetic to sort of recreate nature out of artificial materials. I think these, cobblestone trees are just like really fascinating to me. This whole series is going to be incredibly scatterbrained from some points of view, because that's sort of just how I work. That's how my brain works. I need to creative inspiration will strike me, and I'll just have to like, that's what I'm focusing on now. Which I can imagine might be a little annoying, even from the perspective of a viewer watching the content. I do want a roof on here. On this section. And then, of course, we also need that to double as ground for this section. I personally don't know what I'm going to put here. Like this is actually a really good spot for an enchantment table. Maybe we could put fences here, or something like that in the future. But that's not something I want to majorly concern myself with right now, because the current concern is actually making a cool little town that we can be proud of. And will I fill up this whole area? Probably not. Because I mean, if there's going to be a point where I'm just like, I don't have anything else I'm want to build. I'm planning on building. And that's fine. Right? When we reach that point, we reach that point. And there's no forcing. There's no forcing that. Let's do that for the window there. That looks cool. That's kind of the goal for this world is, if I have stuff that I want to build, I'll keep building. If I don't have stuff I want to build, if I'm kind of done, then that's when we switch versions. That's when we make that change. I want to do the same thing here, except with unblock. That's cool. This is our little outcrop. I do want this to have a roof. What I'm going to do for the roof is no, fell down the whole length. That's a little tragic. This is so cool. I want to use a bit of a modern building technique. I don't know how many people used this back in the day, but I'm going to right now, so. Where just everything goes out by an extra block. Need to do it here too. And we just have a little slope here. If you're expecting me to get to like your favorite version, the version you grew up with, in a timely manner, I guess it sort of depends on what version you grew up with, but it might take me a while. I grew up with version 1.1. That's my childhood version, and it's probably going to be a very long time, actually, before we even get that far. We can delete that, so it's very smooth. We need to build this wall. Make sure there are some sort of cool windows. Let's do that. That's cool. It's like almost a pattern, but it isn't quite. I like that. We're going to have, this is going to be a bedside table. We need to do stuff to like separate this. So let's bed there, bedside table there. I can even make that a little longer. And like a canopy overhead. And we've got this nice little area. I want this to be higher. And also take in this pattern. Oh, it's gonna be a modified version of the pattern. Now my big concern is making sure that these pillars here are consistent. On, off, on, off, on, off. There we go for that one. This one honestly doesn't really need it. It's kind of weird. It's kind of funky, which is cool. This one's really messed up. So I think that's pretty good. I think that's pretty much what I want it to be. Let's pillar up over here so we can get a real nice look at it. It is kind of it looks a little weird in the lighting engine, but honestly I still really like that. I still really like that, how it looks, that silhouette. And for the tour, there's our pathway that we started off with. We've got the version number. And we've got this kind of mansion, sort of. We've got this outcrop, storage room, kitchen. Then you've got a staircase to this area, which currently doesn't have anything. Let's just, there. Just to add, something, right? So it's not completely barren. Then you've got this area. And then a little outcrop here. And that's what we've built in this episode. Over the course of an hour. rd-132211. There's still plenty more I want to do on this version. I know I want to build some sort of tower near the middle, so that we can look out across the whole thing, because there's no render distance. You can see, if I built something in that corner, it would be hard because of the resolution, but you could see it without any problem. And yeah, that's what we've built in this first episode. I will see you all in the next one.